Welcome back to the lovely IHP community, the 5D Collective. Today's plan is a short one for all of those who are into mindfulness, self-help living and loving. And it's going to be a short one, and then we're going to have a 5D mystic with all of the fun stuff of being a divine feminine and how the wild red mother eats ego for breakfast. I have lovely channeled guidance messages, food for thought for the empowered men and women who do not do any of the shame fucking business, drinking, drugging. So anyone who has still insecure attachment and doesn't head on over to get their self-worth online, yeah, they're not in the 5D frequency, so they won't want to do how you can bring forth. There's a Zen master with laundry. He doesn't even know how to do it. Okay, so that's where empowered people, we don't do, what's it called? Well, some of us, we're divine feminines, I guess. Should I say it that way? I'm going to say I just got lucky because I have a child-centric environment. And yes, I also got lucky because Jesus and God, I was raised. And it was really easy. I said, hey, God, once I got to, 19, 20-ish. No devil, no demon. But if I see him ever, I'll know what to do. Haven't seen anyone yet, but I do know about the shame cycle and people watching men and women on screens who are insecurely attached, telling them all about shame, blame, fault, revenge, and how there's not human kindness and goodness, and don't follow the good therapist. So you can tell which end of the spectrum they're on. Anybody who wants to follow the fancy man and woman in suit, well, they're so shallow that, of course, the shallowness of the lower root chakra without any higher, it's clear. Lust is very low frequency. So shame fucking is completely ugh. And that's where I don't do any shame stuff. Anybody who's conscious doesn't do shame. Conscious means you use your prefrontal, not where you continue to. Let me put it this way. Where's Pinocchio on the island? But bring in Mean Girls Hangover and any shitty movie that is out there that likes to keep on doing what is basically drama, push-pull, or maybe a TV show. I've seen ads for them. Again, fancy woman in suit lets us know every time she fucked someone, she thought she would marry him. The fancy man in suit lets us know, I guess, every time he fucked someone, he felt contempt, disgust towards her, and then shame, and then I guess he got out of the... I don't really think he just settled into it, and then they suppressed it. That's why they look like statues. And so you'll be able to notice if you like statues or if you like true embodiment. I'm here for true embodiment. That's very simple. You have a whole 3-year-old heart, and that's why this is how we do it. We don't really care about the thumbs up, thumbs down, because really, not looking for approval. I'm here to create content and help the ones who want to be their self. I was a little bit, I wasn't confused. I said, I wonder why people don't know how to be their self. I was a teenager. And then I said, well, I know how to be myself, so I don't really care. They can be them. I was taught that I get to share the floor with 8 billion plus people, and God said, hey, be humble, and Jesus said, hey, forgive. And I got to learn how it's not personal. No, it's not, because I didn't do, they're an asshole. I did, wait a minute. If I keep my heart open, it's cool. If I make it feel like, wait, there you go. So enlightenment, it's a real deal, but the narrative, that's what people do. They're evil, Maria. They're horrible. They're bad. You're exaggerating. You're upset. Can we calm down? I like to vent too. No, I don't. Not anymore. I didn't like to. All people around me vent. And it's basically, to me, the crying wolf thing. Because as long as you don't know yourself, so you're not a whole self, 1-year-old, 3-year-old, you're not your 8-year-old, you're not your 16, basically until you don't know how to be non-reactive, don't come to me, please, because you want the lady who tells you how it's not really true that being non-reactive is healthy and in the enlightenment of really it's dangerous to show no emotion. You don't know we do have emotion. It's really nice on the end of the spectrum of the little choo-choo train was able to do it, and we're all able to do. If you can't say something nice, say nothing. This is what an inner child adult looks like, sounds like, and welcome aboard. So the narrative doesn't allow people to explore their emotions or to deepen the relationship with yourself, which is why the Zen master still has laundry. So here's where a divine feminine I am, because I didn't have disruption from my 1-year-old or 3-year-old. I was a differentiated self, and that's where I have confirmation. But that's not what we're talking about right now. Today, no shame fucking, no shame drinking, no shame drugging. All people who are conscious, they can moderately do any of those things. I don't do any of the drug stuff. The drinking and the other stuff, maybe, depends. If I'm interested. If I'm not, then no. So conscious lovers, we say yes, and then we mean it. And we don't think, oh, I regret my decisions. Oh, I have tragedy with my twin flame, or flames or soulmates. No, not even remotely. In fact, the twin flame saga, it's a saga because the teenagers from Mean Girls need a way to do push-pull. Doesn't anybody know what lust, yucky, small, narrow states of consciousness energy do? It's yucky to an inner child adult. They don't know what it's like to have the depth of their emotional plane with the depth of their heart plane, because they don't know how to fall in love, which you don't really fall in love. You see, you're securely attached inside your body. So you don't have the inability to know yourself. You know how to self-regulate in a non-reactive way. Great. And how? Okay, so that means use inner growth mindset. It's very straightforward. I hear a lot of people, no, you sound like you're making all the emotions that are fun, and the other ones you don't want them. No, it's that the other ones aren't unpleasant. They're not laundry, because crying is about connection. But we also don't need golden stars every time we cry. Once you get to becoming a healthy self-worth woman, man, or they, that's why we don't hang out with the ones who are whiners, quote unquote, and they don't like it. Am I not decent enough to be saluted? Nah, it's not about decency. I thought 3 years of not talking to you would have made it clear I don't want to be your friend, but wow, now you've picked on me. And by the third strike, well, no, my dear friend, no, you're not my friend. That's the point. This is a funny story. My regular listeners know I change it up so they don't get bored with it. By the third strike, this human being, the entire evening, bugged me. They got me to salute them. They got me to hug them because I wasn't about to make the whiny baby whine some more, and I was trying to have a good time with the grown-ups that were there. Third strike, okay, now you're going too far. When we'll become friends, because we frequent the same place, and we talk, and we'll talk, and my head is already doing this, because my body won't lie. I know that. Nobody's body's lies, which is why if you knew, ego, again, the wild red mother, she eats ego for breakfast. I told my teenage friends, you have an ego, and you got emotions. No, I don't. Yes, you do. And only one time I did something, I don't remember who it was, but I wielded my sword because I have love for words. Oh, I can use words like fancy prancy. So I did something, I don't remember what, I just know it wasn't nice. And the person like, no, you didn't hurt my feelings. I'm like, yeah, sure I didn't. I can tell that you are hurt. And now I'm like, that's not nice, Maria. Jesus told you, God told you, don't do this. Then you'd be on the side of quote unquote evil, which is why when I see evil, in time we have a saying, mi fa un baffo. Does a mustache, meaning it means nothing. That's why there's no Lucifer for a person that is empowered. It's, hey, Patrick McNamara, where are you? You guys should all read this really good book. That way, if you're a mystic, especially 5D, we already know there's no energy vampires, dark auras. The people who think that there are the very same people that could use therapy, but they don't want to go. They like their push-pull dynamic. They are liking lustful energy and never concluding anything. The really sad part is they actually think that their fucking business is a highlight with torture chamber shit. And I'm thinking our ancestors, they tortured each other, and we still have people that are making movies with torture. And then we still have people who think that that's the highlight. And then we have people who subject themselves to this that are married. I have plenty of stories of women and men who are lonely. I'm lonesome tonight. They get fucked in ways they don't like. They don't tell their partners. There's people who want a high and they don't know how to talk about polyamory. Okay, so we're here for grown-ups who say, okay, the tradition and family, it's not fucked up because of polyamory. No, it's because people don't know how to have balls and vaginas, which means they don't have secure attachment. And you'll see them flip a switch. So the cognitive neuroscience of religious experience, this is decentralizing in the self, Patrick McNamara. Really good book. I can't wait to read it. And he gets interviewed by a couple of people on Big Well or Big Thing. No demons possessing a human being brain, nightmare after nightmare after nightmare. Again, I'm a 5D mystic, so I have plenty of dreams. I know how to handle them because my body's grounded in Maria. The ones who don't, they don't want to go to Pat Ogden. Stephen Porges doesn't practice. No, but he's the polyvagal theory doctor. So Pat Ogden said she does sensory-motor. Patrick Tiahan, they don't want to go to Patrick Tiahan to get healed so they can stop dating Strombolis. The shame fucking business. The I don't know who I am. The I'm on pause because I don't own myself. But then they want to talk about it. And you'll see coaches do this. It's really boring to be secure attachment. These are supposed to be coaches that lead you to get to your secure attachment style. Haha, secure attachment is boring. Well, the little choo-choo train knows how it is over the hump. You're not going to know if you think that basically knowing how to self-soothe in a healthy way is boring. Yeah, I think you might want to rethink your job or just stay with your, what was it, anxious? Okay, so when you see anxious attachment coaches getting on screen and starting to do this thing where I do my best and I try so hard and then I get one comment and it's, you're too, whatever the word was, what was it? You're too intense. And she is intense. I'm watching as she's on screen and I'm not anxious, even though I get panic attacks, but I'm not an anxious, like, oh my God, she's disapproving of me, or allowing somebody to speak to me like that and think they're a badass, not even close. I'm just going to be frightened that I'm physically unsafe because my body is smarter than my ego. Again, the wild red mother, it's your body. It eats ego for breakfast. So my body knows, hey, Maria, you're 4'9", you need to get out of here. So my body prepares to navigate the scaredy cat. That's fine with me. I'm just going to go. That's all I know. So that's where liar, liar, pants on fire is not an inner child adult. It's more like, yeah, you want to keep teasing. How many different not cool or fun or interesting ways can you insult people? So the narrative, again, people who don't do, hey, I got emotions going on. Yeah, because some shit went down. Where am I going to go? Who am I going to call? Ghostbusters. Nah. Okay, so no, we don't call the Ghostbusters. I actually talk to God and Jesus. And now I have a direct communication with Akash, all of it. So if you want to do mindfulness, what you first do is say, okay, story, you can stop. We can hug ourselves and not do like the Zen master who does laundry. And then we can learn how to get into doing healthy things with the people that we have true intimacy with. Yeah, not the pretendos. There's plenty of facades out there, but determined, Robert Sapolsky, remember, he does think a science of life without free will, that he can disprove free will in God with his words. Obviously, he can't disprove God because those of us of faith, we have a relationship. So you can come, you're going to have to, quote unquote, kill me, Robert. I'm pretty sure you're not a murderer because you're a smart man. What I'm pointing out is subjective opinions. Anyone know what it really means to find data? Go quantitative. Thank you very much. I have my smart men that I go to because I'm the woman here. I go feelings. It's what I do. And I'm stupid for it. It's okay though. I eat ego for breakfast. The passion of the embodied divine feminine. Wow. You will not know what hits you. No, you will know what hits you. All you need is love. No. All you need is love, love. You know why copycats can't do it? Because they don't want to go to Patrick Tiahan. You feel bad for copycats. They have envy, jealousy, spite. They continue to navigate internet, or they begin to be these people who dismantle other people. You can tell when you got a teenager in the room. They have a Cusco energy. You can tell when you got a squirrel in the room, they got a, how dare you take that side? You know what? You're stupid. You're stupid, and I'm going to tell you why. I can prove it. And then there's, excuse me. The masculine energy is always the funniest one. I'm a feminine, remember? So either or. The catty ones, I don't really do much because really, I've seen it all. I mean, I seriously don't even know how to say anything. Okay, narrative. It's not important. What's important is processing. So how do you process? You process by having fun with people who care about you. And you don't go and do fucking shaming, any of that, blaming. If you have any situation, you go and get a good therapist, like Patrick Tiahan, as he says, painful breakups can be what heals you. That's because he, at 19, was able to go and start therapy, and then he became an awesome therapist who helps people who have childhood trauma and they want to heal. And they get out of being paused from being their self, and they get out of dating people who don't treat them well, and they get out of being around people who don't care about them. What we won't be around are the pretendos. If there's one thing I do not enjoy, and it was since I was a teenager, is facades, and that means hypocrisy. And one of my favorite friends, you all know the story, he taught me how to handle facades, which is that I don't do shit. But I will spot you, and then I will do my best to respect you, because I was also taught, thank you God, that everyone has a journey. And then as a mystic, what I can tell you, yes, everybody does have a journey. And if they don't become their unpaused, and therefore then move into becoming their whole self, they won't do any spirituality awakening. Even if they go and get their Kundalini awakening, they're going to be a spiritual bypasser. You can find them like the fancy lady in a suit. You're going to find the mantles of mental health trying to twist data and say that narcissists can't heal because the data that they're reading and all her colleagues are against her and all his colleagues are against him. And oh my God, wow, your group doesn't want you. I'm so sorry. But look how amazed they are at being adored. And the only ones who don't spot their ego are the same ones who don't want Patrick Teahan, which is why they're like, my people, Denzel Washington's quote, people don't defend what is right anymore. I don't think they ever really have, Denzel, in the sense that ego is blind, and what we have are a bunch of lost boys, lost girls copying Peter Pan's. Ones of us who notice it are why we say, yeah, they follow and defend who they like, what they like, how they like. So polyamory, you're to blame for the family shit. No, we're not. When monogamous men come to me and they begin to be assholes, I try my best to say, excuse me, I believe you are in a monogamous relationship. Are you not? Great. Okay, so I think you might want to go talk to your partner, and also I'm not interested in fucking you at all. Thank you very much. My men friends have made me very well aware how not to be vague. I appreciate them, and I appreciate not being vague. And then there's women who say, Maria, you put your walls up, and that dude who by the third strike he's out, yes, it's because you're not my friend. I don't want to be your friend. See, you're putting up walls. No, I'm telling you how it goes. So there is no narrative when you do know your heart. It's, I can have a broken heart. I was 4, I got rejected. Just FYI. I'm 44 now. Look, 11 years, 11 times 44, whatever the math. See, I'm bad with math. But my point is, people who don't deepen their relationships with themselves, it's because they have a story. Their ego does. And they don't eat it because they don't have a relationship with their body because they don't want to. Like the lady who doesn't have a relationship with her inner child. She just likes to look pretty on screen and tell you that she knows what she's talking about. I'm going to use a couple of quotes and close us out. Michael Jordan, some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen and others make it happen. Own yourself and watch. But own yourself first and don't do the Zen master, the laundry. Because prefrontal cortex is what you work with when you don't use your assholes, and the shame, blame, fault, revenge, which is nothing more than, again, a very small energy. And people who don't notice it, they don't notice it because they feel, I want somebody to protect me. Please protect. And I'm not trying to make anybody upset, but that's exactly how that woman is. I tell my women, just let him open the door. I know you had to make it on your own. And there are women and men that feel these ways. And when I notice them, I leave it alone. I'm in the Enlightenment Soul Age group. I'm not in the other Soul Age groups. Again, I don't use words just randomly when it comes to what I can embody. But I do use words randomly in that today I'm going to use divine feminine, feminine masculine. Then I'm going to switch it up. But what I'm trying to say is some words, I didn't know their embodiment. Today I do. Like I don't know the embodiment of numbers because I cannot, for bejesus of me, understand how to see a kilometer in my embodiment. It doesn't make sense. See, my mind's a blank. That's why I'm stupid. That's why I accept it. I also don't get jokes. This is what happens when you have empowered egos. It's not, oh, they made fun of me. Here's Bezel van der Kolk. When you start dampening your response to yourself, you also dampen the response to pleasure, sensuality, excitement, and connection. All the deep feelings at our core. Guess what people do as teenagers? I didn't hurt my feelings. I didn't hurt. You just dampened the response to yourself. Some of us don't dampen it, and we don't call it laundry because we don't have a narrative. It's, well, we can't agree to disagree. And oh, look, if I keep my heart open and my mind open, I'm continuing to expand. So come on over if you are curious about our episode with all of my lovely cards. I'll just show you one of them, and that's going to be our main theme. But we also have this, and then we have this one. I don't know how many I'm going to share, but self-worth. So welcome aboard to anybody who loves using mindfulness, spirituality, mindset, basically like to be yourself, and you do love healing. And that means that you, with the new stories, we help those who want healthy others, because we won't say no. And we won't say, you give love a bad name, shot through the heart, and you're not to blame, but we will talk about it because you did something. And that's where, come on over if you are curious to hear more. Have a good one.